Alright, I'm going to start this video off a little weird. I actually just got back in. It's been about 5.5 hours since I stepped out. And I am a little shiny right now, so I'm going to just touch up with this powder really quick just to see how well it does absorbing this oil. I'm going to take a little bit of the translucent powder and I'm going to tap off the excess and then just tap, tap, tap. Like I said, I am oily. It was hot out today though too. I don't know if you can see, but here on this side you can see my pores are accentuated a little bit more on this side where the oil is catching the light. And then on this side it looks a little bit smoother, and it's because it's flat from the mattifying properties of the powder. And it doesn't look cakey. And it didn't move my bronzer or my highlight. So that's a good thing. I'm going to finish mattifying the other side now. Okay, I'm all mattified and I think it looks good. It looks almost as good as it did when I walked out of here. So with that being said, let me introduce you to the products that I used today. That way you know what you're getting into, and then you can decide whether or not you want to keep watching the video. So guys, aside from the Shayla collection, I also kind of went and combined 2 videos into one. I did also purchase the No Filter foundation, the low-cut foundation, the concealers in new shades, and the loose powder and the pressed powder. I wanted to give those a try and decided, hey, why not? I haven't touched either package, so went ahead and combined those 2 into one video. So that is what I'm wearing, and if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and start off with prepping our skin, the most vital part of our makeup application. I'm going to use the Belif True Cream, the Henriksen Ultimate Eye Cream, and then I'll finish that off with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This sunscreen is awesome. I am loving the formula. It doesn't smell super sunscreeny, if that's a word that I can put to it. It doesn't have a heavy texture either. I am oily and I do not like heavy textured items on my face, especially for something that's going to last me throughout the whole day. So this is great for me for under makeup application, and I recommend it for anyone out there that, you know, hasn't found a sunscreen that they've loved yet. So try this one out. I actually prepped my face with this Evian facial spray. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just a light mist. And then I go ahead and apply my moisturizer. Belif cream. And I just use this Morphe stippling brush. It's from the Rose Gold collection, I think, and I just use that to buff in my skincare. Henriksen eye cream. I put on a lot of eye cream because I'm obsessed with my under eye area, and I want to keep it as moisturized and hydrated as possible. Okay, so next step is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I like to shake it a little bit. You can hear that it's super runny, which I prefer over that thick, like heavy cream texture. And then I like to put a little bit on my hand, just like that. And I also go in with that brush. So now that I have my skin prepped, I'm going to go ahead and start my brows. I like to first start with a brow gel. So I'm going to use this ColourPop brow gel, and I scrape off the excess because I always feel like there's way too much on these brushes for my really thin hairs. So I just comb up my brows. And excuse them, by the way. I am letting them grow out as much as possible. Next, I will use my Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. Alright, so then I'm going to go in and clean up my brows. I like to use the No Filter Concealer in number 35 to do that. It's just a little bit deeper than the one I would use for highlighting and concealing on my face. So I just pick up a little bit on a flat eyebrow brush and then go underneath and clean up. Alright, eyebrows done. Next is going to be the eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Potion. A little bit on my ring finger and then just pat, pat, pat. So here is the palette that Shayla did with ColourPop. There are so many gorgeous colors in here. It is really hard to choose a look. But when I think of Shayla, I think of purples and I think of blues. Even though I'm really tempted to touch this green color, I am going to go ahead and stick with the purple. So I'm going to pick up the color Culture. This is a really flesh tone color and it's matte. So I think that's perfect for help prepping that eye. So I'm taking a blending brush by Morphe. Oh, I'm sorry. This is by Bella. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now I'm going to take this E28 by Morphe. It's a tapered blending brush with a little bit more of a density on the tip. So I'm going to use that to concentrate more of a mix between Revenge, which is this color here, and then Culture. I'm going to mix the two just to get a little bit more depth. I don't want the true color Revenge showing through. And I'm putting this right on top of where I placed Culture before. This way I get a little bit more of a gradient. So now I'm going to take the color Thick, this orange color, and I'm going to put that in my crease. And I'm going to be very careful not to put a whole bunch of this in there because this looks pretty bright. I'm going to pick up the color September, which is this light purple here. So I'm going to pick up with a flat brush. I'm going to use the Kat Von D setting spray to get it wet. And just press it onto the center of my lid. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Okay. I'm starting in the center of my lid and then I'm going to go ahead and feather and blend it to the inner and outer corner. Okay, now that I have that purple on, I'm going to go in with the darker shade of purple. It's a color Shade in the bottom right corner. I'm going to take it on a really dense outer corner brush like so. This one is the Morphe M322. I'm going to pick up a little bit and top off the excess. And I'm going to place this in the outer corner. I'm going to take a makeup wipe and then clean up the excess around the corners. I'm going to follow the color scheme and go underneath my eyes with a small chiseled shader brush like this. This is the M508 from Morphe. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and enhance the eye look a little bit more. I'm going to add this champagne gold shade called Spill the Tea right here. I'm going to grab a little bit and I'm going to use that for the inner portion of my eye. I'm going to go ahead and add mascara, liner, and lashes. The mascara I'm using is Better Than Sex, and then the Kat Von D tattoo liner and Smoky Muse lashes from House of Lashes. I'll be right back. Okay, lashes and liner on. Now we're moving on to the foundation. This is also exciting because I haven't used this yet. It's the new ColourPop No Filter Foundation. I have already used the concealers and I love the concealers. I did grab a new shade though just because I felt like the ones I was using I would have to mix, or it was a little too dark or a little too neutral for my skin tone. So I'm hoping this one will work out for me. The two shades that I got were the medium dark 145 and the medium dark 135. So we're going to see which one matches me best. First, I'm going to start off with the 145. Actually, you know what? I'll just pump both next to each other. This is 145. And then this one is 135. This is you have to twist it to unlock, which I like because when I'm traveling, sometimes stuff gets all over the place in your bag. So when things twist and lock up, it is awesome. Okay. So I have 135 on this side. Whoop. and then 145 on this side. Just off of my hand, I think 145 is going to work better for me, or maybe even a mixture of both. Let me swatch a little bit. So I'm going to grab it with my ring finger. This is 145. And then 135. Yeah, 135 is too golden. I don't remember if there's a shade in between, but 135 is a little light and then super yellow. And then 145 actually looks like it'll blend out and work for me. And I don't want to have to mix, so I'm going to just stick with that color as is. And if it doesn't work, then I'll start mixing in the 135. I also got the foundation brush from ColourPop. So I'm going to use this flat one. I honestly hate flat brushes, so we'll see how this goes. I might end up switching to a round brush, but we'll try this out. Twist. Yeah, this is like half a pump. Just dot this all over. It's not a terrible brush, but I'll be honest with you, I just don't favor these flat brushes. I use them for my masks and I use them to apply my skincare. So I'll apply on the other side with a different brush just to see if I like that application better. But as far as the foundation goes, it's blending in really smoothly and I'm liking the color. It's not exactly my skin tone, but it is fairly close, which is really good for what I would consider a drugstore priced foundation. Just because it's usually so hard to find your shade in drugstore foundations if you're anywhere from medium tan to deep. And you usually have to mix. Though brands have been getting really good about that now, but in the past, you know, it was really hard. So I appreciate the shade range that they do have from ColourPop, and hopefully in the future they will have something that matches me a little bit better. The color looks really good compared to my neckline because I didn't blend it too far down my neck because I wanted to see if there was a lot of demarcation, and it doesn't look like there is. Now I'm going to go do the other half of my face with a different brush. This is my go-to, the Morphe E44 brush. It is a rounded dome top and it is super dense, and I like to use this type of brush. So I'm using half a pump on the other side of my face. See if this application is better. I like this amount of coverage, so I'm not going to add any more. The finish, though, I love the finish. The finish is gorgeous. It's, like I said, it's not too flat, so it still kind of mimics skin. It has a demi-matte finish, and it reflects light beautifully, so I'm pretty sure this will photograph really nicely, and I will have to insert some pictures when I get out into the world after I'm done filming this, and then we will see how it goes. But so far I'm honestly really liking the texture. It's very lightweight, has a little bit of run to it, blended really easily. It's not catching on any dry patches around my nose area or anything like that, so really appreciating that. Now we're going to go in and highlight and contour. I'm going to use a No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium 22, hopefully. I got a new shade. The one that I typically use is a number 30, and I feel like it's not light enough. It's a pretty neutral shade too, so it doesn't really brighten as well as I would want it to. So hopefully this shade does. If not, I'll stick with the 30 that I typically use. And to show you a comparison, okay, here's a comparison of the shade 30, which is on the bottom, and then 22 on the top. It looks a little bit lighter and a little bit yellower, so hopefully this works out for me. The thing about these concealers too is it'll work out. So they darken up a lot. They do oxidize quite a bit, so the shade that you get will probably not look the same after you finished applying it. Yay! This is exciting. Alright. I'll blend this in. I used my Kat Von D foundation brush for this. This is the number 10. I like it because it's angled and it gets right underneath there. 30 is definitely more of like a natural subtle highlight, or just to help conceal any darkness underneath the eyes or any dark spots. But if I want to highlight, I'm going to use 22. So yay, thank you ColourPop for updating the shade range. I did grab powders. So I have the translucent shade and then the banana. So here's the difference in the two powders. The banana does look like it might be too yellow for me. And when I say that, I mean like the depth of the yellow. If it were like a more pale yellow, then maybe it'll work out for brightening underneath my eyes, but I'll probably stick with the translucent on this one. I'm going to take my Kat Von D brush in this number 25. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this powder. I don't typically bake too much. I just like to apply a light layer just to get rid of shine and help set it in place. And I definitely think that this does help absorb shine. You can see here in this area versus this side here, there's still a little bit of shine, and then this side looks a little bit more flat. So I feel like it'll stay in place a lot better and won't crease underneath my eyes as much. Okay guys, I'm going to use this ColourPop bronzer. I'm like, why not? Let's just go all ColourPop today. I don't have the shade just because it's not listed on the back. That is something that I wish ColourPop should, you know, would do on their highlighters and bronzers in the single pans like this, but I can make it work. I will insert it somewhere, here, somewhere. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Morphe E4 brush, and it is just an angled powder brush. Okay, so we have two shades for the highlighter. We have the shade Boomin' and we have the shade Pose. This is the shade Boomin', and this here is the shade Pose. I'm going to go with the shade Pose, this like bronzy shade. This one's a little bit more gold. Now pick this up with the Morphe R36. It's a highlight brush. Pick up a little bit of it. Oh, that is a lot of it. Ooh. I mean, it wasn't a lot of product, but damn. That's a lot of highlight. It is for me because I don't wear highlight as much anymore, so I'm gonna need that to blend down a little bit. I'm gonna just even it out. I can't get it to blend down, so I'm gonna just add a little bit more to this side, and I'm gonna add it to the top of my forehead, just a little bit, dust it over, and then just a tiny bit on my nose, and then right here to cure Cupid's bow and my chin. Also for the face, I want to go ahead and complete the look with a nude lip. Shayla came out with 3 lipsticks and 1 lip gloss. The shades are Come On Sis, Quickie, and Ooh. So the first one is Come On Sis. It's a really nice rose, cool toned. So here's Quickie. It's a nice peachy nude. This is Ooh. This is also a peachy nude, but it has more of that orange. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Quickie. The lip liner I'm going to use is the shade Taurus. I don't think that they make this anymore, and I'm really sad because this is one of my favorite, as you can see, one of my favorite lip liners. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. Alright, have my lip liner on, and now I'm going to go ahead and add the lipstick. Alright, I have my lip liner and lipstick on, and I really, truly enjoy the color. But because I want to use everything that Shayla did, I am going to add the gloss on top. It's a peachy gold gloss, so actually this might work perfectly well, and it might not change up the look too much. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I have a doe foot applicator, and that is my favorite type of applicator because typically with glosses, when you have that brush tip, it tends to streak up your lipstick and is so annoying to have to reapply your lipstick and your gloss. So doe foot is the way to go for me. I am catching this gloss on the camera and it looks bomb. It is blending with the lipstick pretty well. Like, I don't see the lipstick separating because I've added gloss, which does happen sometimes with certain formulas and different lipsticks intermingling, but this lipstick and gloss does pair together very well and they don't separate or go against each other, and the colors complement each other really well. So I'm happy with this gloss. I'm going to take it with me so I can touch up after I eat. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please let me know if you want to see anything else in the future, any new products or anything specific you'd like to see. Please comment that below. So I actually have an extra perception palette that I'm going to do a giveaway with, but that's not all. I'm also going to do a giveaway with both of the highlighters. Now the first place will get the palette, and then second place will get both of the highlighters. So in order to win these, all you have to do is be subscribed to me, as well as like this video and be following me on Instagram. I have the same handle. It's instagram.com/limitlessly. Go ahead and follow me there, and the winner will be chosen on the 1st of September. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.